Systems don't last forever. They don't. The colonizers have been here for 200 years and they don't last forever, right? They keep telling us that these systems are eternal, but no system has ever survived longer than the human memory it colonized, 200, 300 years, if it's particularly violent, right? Empires rot right on schedule. This isn't prophecy, you guys. This is my pattern recognition. Every system of control follows the same arc. Birth through belief, growth through fear, and then maintenance through repetition. Collapse through exposure. And what's happening right now to the American government is exposure. We know they're a bunch of pedos. We know they're a bunch of crooks. Colonizers knew this. That's why they didn't just take the land. They took the stories of the indigenous. They arrived with guns in one hand and God in the other. A pale God, nailed to wood, stripped of his Jewish body, scrubbed clean of earth, rebranded for obedience. That's what we have. They didn't ask if the story fit the soil. And the fucked up thing is the land remembers the blood debt. They forced it, their lie, into the mouths of the singing. They said, this is salvation. But what they meant was, this is submission. Because here's the psychological trick, right? You don't need chains when you can convince people their suffering is sacred, right? All these people trapped in America, they think they're free, but they're not. The patriarchy learned very early, pain is easier to manage when people believe it has meaning, right? So they took the resurrection, an ancient recycled myth older than Christianity, the dying God, the rising God, the sun swallowed by darkness and reborn 3 days later. That's the winter solstice, December 21st. They took that story, a story the earth itself has been telling every single year for tens of thousands of years, and they said, oh, this one belongs to us now. We're going to name it Jesus. But I'm here to tell you the truth. Goddesses were resurrecting long before the fucking crosses. Inanna descended and returned. Aset reassembled the dead. Persephone split the calendar in half. The feminine has always known that descent is not failure. It's fucking initiation. The patriarchy hates that fucking truth. Because a woman who understands cycles cannot be convinced that she's broken. Right? So they flatten the divine into hierarchy. Father above, son obedient, spirit abstract. No blood, no womb, no wild. And they exported it, you fucking guys, by force, by fire, by famine, by shame. They told brown bodies, black bodies, indigenous bodies, your gods are demons. Your wisdom is witchcraft. Your ancestors are wrong. That is not evangelism. That's psychological warfare, guys. And it worked on the entire fucking world for about 200 years. That's the shelf life of domination. Before the nervous system remembers and the indigenous and the rest of us are waking up now, because trauma doesn't erase the memory. It stores it. The body keeps the receipts. The land knows the blood debt. Oh, the womb, we know. Even men keep receipts, no matter how deeply they bury them. Here's the thing systems never accounted for, right? Control requires constant energy. Truth does not. You have to keep enforcing the lie, right? You have to uncover. You only have to uncover this bullshit lie that goes now to fucking, you know what I'm saying? The reality is this: the white Jesus was a political invention, not a historical necessity. A symbol engineered to sanctify the conquest. A God remodeled to look like power, so power could claim godhood. The real resurrection story was never about one man defeating death. Never. It was about humanity remembering that life is regenerative. Seeds die, bodies compost. Civilizations collapse, yeah. And something else rises. That's the goddess wisdom, you guys. Not immortality, continuity. Psychology tells us authoritarian systems rely on infantilization. Keep people afraid, keep them waiting, Promise, rescue later. Promise, rescue later. Keep working for a heaven that you're going to get to someday. No. The goddess wisdom says you are not waiting to be saved. You are remembering how to stand. That's why the patriarchy fears us awakening women. Not because of rage, because of clarity. A woman who sees the pattern cannot be gaslit. And now the system's glitching. The old stories are cracking. The youth are asking dangerous questions. The body is rejecting what the mind was taught to tolerate. 200 years, 300 at the most. Right on time, it's cracking. This isn't the end of faith, you guys. It's the end of the enforced mythology. It's the return of plural truth. The remembrance that divinity was never singular, never male. It was never a boy. God's not a man. The resurrection is happening again, not in a tomb, but in the psyche. The matriarch doesn't rise by conquering. She rises by outlasting these motherfuckers. By remembering, by teaching, by naming the lie without becoming it. Systems of control expire, period. Point blank. Cycles endure. And this one, this brittle, fearful, top-heavy patriarchy has already exceeded its fucking shelf life. What comes next is not revenge, it's rebalance. And the earth has been waiting much longer than 200 fucking years. The matriarchy emerges.